that
11 a.m. Oh, okay.
yeah, and it is now 9:40 a.m.
It's 2 hours.
But
Almost
Apologies, Maharaj.
because I'm in Germany for the moment, Singapore, the near Singapore. But
So,
I'm happy to be with you. It's fine.
thank you very much, Maharaj, for joining us. So, we have few devotees joined us. So, Sham Chandra Prabhu, Sham Chandra Prabhu, Shri Krishna Prabhu, whoever can turn on their camera, except Pranaveshwar Prabhu, who is not there, but everyone else, if you can turn on your camera and say Hare Krishna to Maharaj, that's really nice.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Jana Pranam. Jai Shri Prabhupada, so nice to have your darshan.
My
Please accept my humble obeisances.
Good.
So we have Rajshekar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All Krishna Prabhupada, all
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhupada. Good to see you, Maharaj.
We have Vinodvani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Happy to see you.
Dandavat Pranam.
And then we have Manindra Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Manindra Krishna Prabhu. Good.
So Maharaj, yeah, if you if it is okay, we can start. We are all eager to hear the wonderful topic that obviously we are hearing. As Damodar month is coming, so yes, Maharaj, we are all eager to listen from you. So I will just pass on to you, and we'll start.
Yeah. Is it okay to have the share screening? That
Yes, Maharaj, I'm just making you the co-host, so you can share your screen.
Okay, thank you. Hare
Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances.
Accept my obeisance. By
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
My name is Shubha Krishna Das. I'm in Sydney.
In Sydney, okay. Yeah, it's at your place. It must be evening. Here the sun has just risen. It's morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Omagyanatimanasya Janjana Snaka Saksuin Militam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Nama Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamini Namaste Saraswata Devi Gaurvani Pacharani Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskachaya Tarini Srila Prabhupada Ki Gomaj Ki. So we have the Damodara month coming. I think it starts the 28th or the 29th this month. And I would like to speak about the importance of participating in activities during the Damodara month. First, I would like to read from Nectar of Devotion. Performing the devotional service in Kartik. So, one of the most important of these ceremonial functions is called Urja Vrata. Urja Vrata is observed in the month of Kartik, October, November, especially in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan there is a specific program for temple worship of the Lord in his Damodar form. Damodar refers to Krishna as being bound with a rope by his mother Yasoda. It is said that just as Lord Damodar is very dear to his devotees, so the month known as Damodar or Kartik is also very dear to him. The execution the execution of devotional servings during the month. The execution of devotional service during Urja Vrata in the month of Kartik is especially recommended to be performed at Mathura. This system is still followed by many devotees. They go to Mathura or Vrindavan and stay there the month of Kartik, during the month of Kartik, specifically to perform devotional services during this month. In the Padma Purana it is said the Lord may offer liberation or material happiness to a devotee, but after some devotional service has been executed, particularly in Mathura, during the month of Kartik, the devotees want only to attain pure devotional service unto the Lord. The purport is that the Lord does not award devotional service to ordinary persons who are not serious about it. But even such unserious persons who execute devotional service according to the regulative principles during the month of Kartik and within the jurisdiction of Mathura in India are very easily awarded the Lord's personal service. So this is from Srila Prabhupada's Nectar of Devotion, performing devotional service during the month of Kartik, that the month of Kartik or the Damodara month offers special opportunities to us, that this month is full of festivals, I would say. Yeah, it starts with the appearance of Radhakund, and then we have, of course, the Gopuj, the worship of the cows, celebrating the first day that Krishna went out to the pasture grounds with the cows. And then we have Deepavali or Diwali, Krishna, and this Diwali, that's this, I would say, the heart of Kartik, is Damodara. Damodara is one who is bound by ropes, with ropes, and that, yes. And Mother Yasoda's endeavor to bind Krishna after he was naughty, breaking the pot of yogurt. And the essence of this pastime is that when we do our endeavor, our sadhana, our part, that is one part. The other part is mercy. So we can only make spiritual advancement by Krishna's mercy. But we get Krishna's mercy if we follow the instructions of the spiritual master by Vaidin Sadhana Bhakti, and we do that earnestly, that will attract Krishna's mercy. Because when Mother Yasoda tried to bind Damodara, Krishna, she had always 2 fingers too short. Our Acharya says these 2 fingers means one finger is our endeavor, the other finger is Krishna's mercy. And especially this Kartik month, this Damodara month, is an opportunity to get mercy. Krishna gives his mercy much easier during the Damodara month, and that is what Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Devotion. Even unserious persons, if they are performing some service during Kartik in Mathura, then Mathura Vrindavan, then Krishna reciprocates, gives them special mercy. That's the Damodar. And then we have the lifting of Govardhan. That Krishna is called Giridhari, the lifter of Govardhan. And these pastimes, Damodar Lila, the lifting of Govardhan, is full of spiritual sentiments, loving sentiments. When one is in Vrindavan, one feels the moods of the Vrajavasis. So that is the lifting of Govardhan. And then, not less important is the disappearance of Srila Prabhupada, who left us during this Kartik month. So therefore, this month of Kartik is very, very auspicious, especially if one makes some special effort during this month. It is said it should be performed in Mathura Vrindavan. But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada, he came from Vrindavan to the West. He was a resident of Vrindavan. He was a resident of Vrindavan, and he brought, he brought the Bhagavatam, and he brought Vrindavan to the West and spread it all over the world. And he created Vrindavan everywhere. Everywhere where we have our temples, it's a replica of Goloka Vrindavan. It is Vrindavan. It is, Prabhupada explained it are like embassies. Therefore, we don't have to go all to Vrindavan to get the same mercy. We go to the temple. And essential is to every day offer a lamp to Damodar. And we sing the Damodarastikam, which our Guru Maharaj could sing so sweetly, with so much love, so we can offer a lamp every day. The Urja Vrata, which is mentioned here, is taking a vow. Do something extra for Krishna. Do something extra. Make a vow, but we should be careful when Bhujan Prabhu told us during the Bhaktivedanta course. So make a vow you can maintain. He told us, I made a vow. I see my internet connection is unstable, so I hope I remain online. If I go online, I come back online. I try to come back. But Bhujan Prabhu said, make a vow you can maintain. He made a vow not to criticize anyone during Kartik. He said the vow lasted for 3 hours. So difficult not to criticize anyone. So we have to take a realistic vow. But I was thinking last days, what's the best vow in Kartik besides the offering of a lamp, which is recommended for everyone, and sing Damodara and worship Damodara. That what kind of vow that I was meditating on Guru Maharaj, who always pointed towards Srila Prabhupada to get his mercy. The mercy comes to Prabhupada. So during the month of Kartik, if we want not to, of course, if we do service during Kartik, then Krishna will certainly be pleased if we do something extra. But if at the same time this pleases Prabhupada very much, we can get the double mercy. The mercy from Prabhupada and the mercy of Krishna. Because the mercy of Krishna is followed by the mercy of Prabhupada. That is the same mercy that Srila Prabhupada, he wanted us to spread Krishna consciousness. Of course, Srila Prabhupada is the representative of Krishna. And what is the purpose of our movement? The purpose of our movement are Krishna's purposes in Bhagavad Gita. Of course, we have the 7 purposes of ISKCON, but they are based on Krishna's purposes. Krishna's purposes are Manmana, think of Krishna. Bhavamat Bhakto, become his devotee. Majai, worship Krishna. Mam Namaskar, and offer our respect to the Supreme Lord. But then Krishna says, Sarvadam Pracham Mam Kam Sarvachan, surrender it to me, just do that and forget all the other things. That's the essence. And then in the next 3 verses, Krishna says, one should explain this secret of devotional service to my devotees, those who are austere, and it should not be explained to those who are envious of me, who are not austere. And then Krishna says, there will be no one more dear to me than one who preaches Krishna consciousness, and will never someone be more dear. So Krishna gives the hint there that preaching is the essence that pleases Prabhupada. So preaching during Kartik can be very, very ecstatic, happy experience. When we were when about more than 10 years ago, I was in Leicester in the UK, and during Kartik, at the time we didn't have a temple due to circumstances, and every evening some family would organize an evening used during Kartik to chant together the Damodara and hear the Lila of the Damodara Lila. So hearing this, the Damodara Lila, yes. And they would cook prasadam. There would be kirtan, a big kirtan afterwards. And all devotees would come to their house, and the next day they would go to another's house. And that is a nice preaching. That we cannot also during this period distribute books. That will please Prabhupada, make some extra endeavor, and that or make a vow, I will read 2 hours a day Prabhupada's books every day during Kartik. A simple thing, but it pleases Prabhupada. That so if we do something in Srila Prabhupada's mission, that will ensure us the mercy of Prabhupada and the mercy of Krishna. Because this Kartik month brings us in contact with the love of the Vrajavasis. In the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam, in Uddhav Gita, Krishna speaks to Uddhav first about the process of devotional service, and then he starts speaking in the next chapter about Vraja Bhakti. Vraja Bhakti, the love of the residents of Vrindavan. And it tells us how to get this love of this Vraja Bhakti. It makes it clear one can only get this love from his pure devotee. That is pure devotee, and one must have also the blessings of a resident of Vrindavan. You cannot enter Vrindavan without getting the blessings of a resident of Vrindavan. So, then, who is Srila Prabhupada? Before he came to the West, where was he? He was in Vrindavan. He was a resident of Vrindavan. He didn't have to leave Vrindavan, but he left Vrindavan for us. So he is a resident of Vrindavan. Srila Prabhupada, when he arrived in America, then he was on the Aladutta. When he arrived in Boston, he was he wrote 2 poems. Markine Bharvatdharma, that's the first, and the second is Prayers to the Lotus Feet of Lord Krishna. And in these prayers of the Lotus Feet of Lord Krishna, there is a refrain, and that says, "Oh my dear brother, be assured that unless you have the mercy of Srimati Radharani, your life is wasted." So that's the way to get the mercy, is getting the mercy of Srimati Radharani. And this month of Damodar, it gives, it represents Srimati Radharani's mercy. Her Shakti, Ladini Shakti, is available, freely available during this Kartik month. But to get the mercy of Srimati Radharani, we need the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, of the spiritual master. That Prabhupada says it very clearly: unless one has the mercy of the spiritual master, one cannot get the mercy of Krishna. So therefore, during Kartik, to assure us to get the mercy, do something that will please Prabhupada. That's something related to some extra endeavor for preaching. That some extra endeavor to read his books, chant extra rounds, that one can make also other vows according to your liking and to your capability, but do something extra during this month. It is very rewarding hearing the Damodara Lila. There are so many details in the Damodara Lila, exciting details that it took place on the day of Diwali. That on that day, Diwali, it is the day that the festival of lights, when all the residents of Ayodhya lit lights to welcome Lord Ram, who had victory over the darkness, over Ravan. And it appeared more than 5,000 years ago already. They were celebrating that because everyone in Vrindavan village, everyone was going to Upananda. Upananda is the elder brother of Nanda Maharaj. They went to celebrate Diwali, and therefore Krishna and Mother Yasoda were alone. Practically alone in the house. And then we can learn from this pastime. In the Bhagavatam, the first verse, Mother Yasoda is churning the butter. And it's colorfully described that how she was decorated, how she was churning, and she was chanting poems made by expert poems describing Krishna's pastimes, childish pastimes. So while she was churning the yogurt into butter, she was absorbed in Krishna consciousness, Krishna's pastimes. And that is the glory of this month. If we can make a vow to absorb us 24 hours during Kartik in Krishna's pastimes, that's the example given by Mother Yasoda. And we see also the service attitude of Mother Yasoda, that she was churning the butter because Krishna was stealing butter from others' houses, and she was thinking, he must not like our butter. Therefore he goes to others' houses where it tastes better. So therefore she was churning butter made from milk that was produced by a select number of cows who were fed with special tasty grass, and that taste of the grass, that flavor would enter into the butter. And she would do it herself to be sure it was properly done for Krishna. No, she did not let her servants to do it. So she was so fixed on serving Krishna. This service attitude is something we can also exhibit or apply during Kartik. Avoid selfish activities that focus on serving Krishna. Become so absorbed in the service that you forget yourself. And then when you become so absorbed, you forget yourself, then we will get a taste of developing love for Krishna. That be able to at least we will feel satisfied. Of course, we know then Krishna came down and he was appearing in the door opening, and then he was hungry and he wanted to be fed by Mother Yasoda. And Krishna came down, and he's very intelligent, so with his two little hands he stopped the churning rod so that he could not continue, and had to breakfast him. So this is the beginning of this pastime of Kartik. And by hearing these pastimes, we become absorbed in the mood of the residents of Vrindavan. And that mood will affect us. Always remember Bhakti Chura Maharaj, 96 August. We arrived all in Mayapur, and Maharaj was leading us on a Vrajmandal Parikram. And he said at the beginning of the Parikram, now you have arrived in the spiritual world. Keep your consciousness on the transcendental level by always chanting and hearing the Lord's pastimes, and don't come down again. So that is something we can really try to practice during Kartik. that then when we hear sufficient about this Damodara Lila, then this Damodara Astakam will come to life. When we chant it, we'll remember all these pastimes related to each verse of Damodara Astakam. It's depicting an aspect of the pastime which is very important for us. So that is the Damodar month, Diwali. This is because Damodar means mercy. Damodar gave mercy to Mother Yasoda. Of course, Krishna, his devotees call him Damodar. And we remember Krishna in this very merciful form. But of course, once Krishna was playing outside, and Mother Yasoda came and said, Damodar, that must have been after the Damodar pastime. Mother Yasoda said, Damodar, you have to come, take your lunch. But Krishna did not want to stop playing with his friends. And she came 2 times, but she called him Damodar. And then Mother Yasoda sent Rohini, and Rohini called Krishna, you have to come. Your mother already called a few times. And then Krishna came. Our acharyas say that Krishna does not want to be called Damodar, because if he hears Damodar, then he remembers I did some naughty things and I was punished. That's interesting. But yes, Damodar. We call him Damodar, and we remember the mercy he gave to Mother Yasoda. And that mercy is freely available during Kartik. It is 1,000 times more powerful service rendered during Kartik than outside this month, especially Mathura. But wherever we have worshipping the deities is a temple and is the embassy of Mathura. During this month also we have Gopastami. It's interesting. On this day, that Krishna was going, he was going to herd the big cows before he was herding the small cows. And Nanda Maharaj asked Krishna so he said to Krishna, you are so small and these cows are so big, how are they going to listen to you? And they were at the pasture ground, and Krishna, he went from one side of the pasture ground to the other, and all the cows were following him. And then he went from the other side back, and all the cows were following him. And Nanda Maharaj said, okay, you will be able to control them. Last week I was in Bulgaria. Iloi is a farm with 16 cows, and Nitai Chandra Prabhu is taking care of the cows. And I came to see the cows, and he was milking a cow, and the other cows were leaving the place where they were staying usually to make a long walk. They walk every day 2-3 kilometers in the pasture grounds around, and he's herding them. But he was still milking the cow. The name of the cow was Parvati. And then the cows were already going, and I asked him, do these cows know where they're going? I said, yes. He said, they know their way exactly where they go every day. And then I asked him, you are alone, 16 cows. How are you controlling them? He said, oh, I call their name and they stop. But he said, you must have a relationship with the cow for that. You must have a relationship with the cows. Because he knows their name, and they know their name, he has a relationship with them. So Krishna has a relationship with all living entities, and with all these cows. When they come back in the evening, he calls their names. He knows the name of every cow. That's Gopastami in this month. Because the appearance of Radha Kund as the beginning. I was there 2 times in Vrindavan. That's 20 years ago, 2 years after. In a row I was at Radha Kund at midnight, appearance of Radha Kund, and everyone takes a bath. Little dangerous, you take a bath, but not sure you get out of it. But I did it 2 times, and it is said in Nectar of Devotion, if you take a bath in Radha Kund, at this appearance of midnight, you get prema. But of course, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj clarifies this. He said, yes, you get prema, but you must first get to the stage of bhava. If you are bhava, then you get prema. Therefore, he didn't walk with me. But anyway, I've been there a few times, and it's a wonderful experience, that Radha Kund, the appearance, then Gopastami, then we have here the Giriraj, the lifting of Govardhan. This a beautiful pastime, this lifting of Govardhan, that there are descriptions, of course, in Krishna book, but also in Vrindavan Champu, we have beautiful experience, beautiful explanations, descriptions of this pastime, with so many details that is really wonderful. That's this absorbing ourselves in these pastimes during Kartik, it will nourish our feelings of devotion in the heart. These are confidential pastimes. Of course, it shows also Krishna's affection for his devotees and his position as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Someone asked Bhakti Charamaj, can Krishna make Govardhan so heavy that he cannot lift it? And Bhakti Charamaj replied, he said, yes, he can do it. And still he will lift Govardhan. Still he will lift it. So that's inconceivable. Krishna's unlimited potencies that his devotees, they like to become absorbed in these pastimes with the coward boys and the coward girls, Nanda Maharaj and all those in parental love, they were all under Govardhan. And the elderly coward boys, they were with sticks, they were supporting the keeping up Govardhan. That and Mother Yasoda saw Krishna. She was thinking, yes, that's said to Krishna, you bring us always in trouble. Why did you pick up this? That he said, yeah. And since days you didn't eat, I made some special cakes for you. And she was feeding him while he was putting up when he had Govardhan on his slinker pinky, that it's left pinky, I mean. Yes, these are the wonderful pastimes of Lord Krishna that we celebrate during Kartik, and I hope you will all take advantage of it. That is what I could say on the month of Kartik. Hare Krishna, Jai Prabhupada. Any comments, please?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Such a wonderful explanation on the Damodar month. It just rejuvenate everyone, like our motivation to make sure we give this extra effort for the Damodar month. I'm sure there'll be questions from the devotees. I'll just open the forum. So if anyone have any question, please turn on your mic and can ask Maharaj.
Maharaj, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Pranaveshwar here. Maharaj, my sincere apologies. I'm not switching on my camera. I had a recent surgery, so I'm just lying down and able to switch on my camera. I'm recovering well.
Yeah.
So please forgive me. I have a question. If you don't mind, I can ask.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you so much, firstly, for your presence, Maharaj. It is very, very purifying to always have your divine darshan. And you so strongly bring Guru Maharaj memory and memory of Srila Prabhupada and memory of a pure devotee. So thank you so much for blessing us with your darshan. Please continue to give us your association. We are very much looking forward to having you in Australia also, Maharaj, and personally serve you in some capacity.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, you wonderfully explained today. You brought in the mellows of bhakti. So wonderfully you prepared our consciousness for upcoming Kartik festival. That was very, very timely. Reminded of all the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. Maharaj, you also said that Guru Maharaj instructed to perform additional vows, and you wonderfully also narrated what other additional services we can take depending upon our likings and also something that would please Srila Prabhupada, like preaching, reading his books, doing extra rounds. Maharaj, this may sound a bit personal question, but I would like to know, and if you may want to reveal to us, what are those extra services, Maharaj, that you have seen um, that Guru Maharaj would personally recommend to devotees? And Maharaj, in your own personal practices, what are those? Obviously, um, your platform is extremely advanced, Maharaj, but I'm still questioning from uh, my perspective as a neophyte, Maharaj. If you can tell that, some things, that additional services that you take generally during the Kartik month, Maharaj, and something that Guru Maharaj recommended, that would also bring us closer to you and closer to Guru Maharaj in the month of Kartik.
Yeah, I must say that I'm trying also to understand the mood of our Guru Maharaj. That when I was in the Ukraine preaching, where I was going every year, and I wrote Guru Maharaj, I would like to come to the Srila Prabhupada Memorial Festival in Ujjain, but I'm now preaching in the Ukraine. That I wrote him an email, and 10 minutes later, very quickly, he replied and said, he wrote just one line, "You stay where you are." He wanted me to preach. That was much more important than everything else. That coming to a festival, that was secondary. That so what would please Guru Maharaj is certainly if we make during this period, this month, a special effort for preaching, in whatever form it is. That we may not all be on the level of preachers, but we can preach in many ways. Book distribution is one way, but also make an extra effort in the temple to help, because the purpose of the temple is also preaching. Whatever you can do to support the temple extra. Be present there for the Damodaras to come. If you don't go to a preaching program or don't organize a preaching program during Kartik, so I would say go to the heart what preaches Prabhupada. That sticks in my consciousness. And that I may pray to Prabhupada at the beginning of a lecture and not to Guru Maharaj. I'm doing that because, especially for an audience of where there are no God brothers, I'm not praying publicly to Guru Maharaj, his pranam mantra first. I pray only Prabhupada's pranam, but when I pray to Prabhupada, I think of Prabhupada, but also Guru Maharaj. They are never disconnected. They are always connected in my mind. That their mercy goes together. And it's the life and soul of a devotee is to please the spiritual master. So what pleases Prabhupada? That I will please Guru Maharaj very much if we do some extra effort during this month. Does that help, Pranesh, for Krishna?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Maharaj, one additional thing that I can ask you, Maharaj, is please Please bless me, Maharaj, so that I can be of some service to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and to you, Maharaj.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I pray to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Raj
Thank you so much.
Srikhar Prabhu, you raised your hand.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I was just reflecting on the point how you share your experience of taking bath at Radhakund, and then you also mentioned how Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said about Prema and Bhava. So, on keeping that in mind, like we see when it comes to the month of Kartik, we hear all the glories of Kartik month, from different Puranas like Padma Puran and then Skanda Puran, and to the point, it's like offering lambs has got that 1,000 times of merit, even like killing all the sins. So I guess when we practice Krishna consciousness as we read Srila Prabhupada's books, probably this is not that we should be aspiring for. We are aspiring for in that way prema. But then when we go out in preaching, especially during Kartik month, and we share these glories, I'm just trying to find out, like, does it really? How does it help? I think to those people, like who haven't quite started their Krishna conscious journey. They're listening, they're hearing that, okay, it has got that much of merit. But like if someone is skeptical about it, like, okay, no, I'm still committing sins, I'm still going on doing what I'm doing. So how has Kartik month offering lamp has helped, or how is it going to help? So just wanted to get your understanding from that perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, it's what Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Devotion, that even if we do it unconscious without devotion, that still there will be some effect. I spoke about this bathing in Radhakund. Sure, I did not get prema, still waiting for it. But yes, that does not mean that there was no effect. No, there is effect. It's very powerful. It eradicates a lot of sins, sinful reactions. So it has effect. That's even if someone has not the proper mentality, but he renders some service, it will have some effect. But it's not. It's not that one becomes at a spot a pure devotee or something. No, it's a gradual process. But it's a period during which we can make some advancement more easy than during other months. So it has certainly an effect. Like we chant Hare Krishna every day. But when we chant Hare Krishna, then we become purified. Even, it's not something that you chant Hare Krishna and then I feel different. That we cannot perceive it, but it's very powerful. It eradicates sinful reactions and purifying the heart. But of course, when we do it with offenses, it's going very slowly. But during Kartik, it's special. Even you don't have the proper mindset, it will still be more effective. That's special because the Damodara month is governed by Srimati Radharani, and she offers his blessing, offers her blessings. That so it's still more effective. That it does not mean that an atheist offers a lamp that he becomes advanced devotee. No, but some of his reactions will have gone, and it may be a seed later to become that is planted that will make him think later and make some change of mind in the future will take place. Does that help? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj. I think, I was just understanding from the point that also that probably the statements that we hear from Purana, like Padma Purana, Skanda Purana, they might not literally bring about the same effect, but there is definitely effects of Kartik month, and as in hearing or engaging in devotional service.
Right.
Is that the right understanding, Maharaj?
Yes, but what's in the scriptures is true. But we should not think that it is an exaggeration. Like with the chanting of the holy name is most powerful. All potencies of Krishna are in the holy name. Chanting of holy name is very powerful, but we don't perceive the holy name as such, and we don't receive the required, the expected effect, because we are putting up a screen between. Like when the sun comes up. When the sun comes up, we can see everything clearly. But when there are clouds between the sun and us, we can't see the sun. But the clouds are not covering the sun. The sun is always fully potent. It is covering our vision. So, and these clouds between us and the holy name are anarthas. Anarthas. And these anarthas we can remove these anarthas that by giving up our offensive mentality. But even when the clouds are there and we make offenses, there is an effect, Srila Vishwanath Bhakti Thakur said. Only a few anarthas of the millions of anarthas in our heart we have, but there is some effect. And we can understand that effect during Kartik is even greater, much more greater. Hare Krishna. Subhaspo, please.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much for a wonderful class. My question is more from the absorption in bhakti and absorption in service. Now, when I say absorption in the service, that means that a devotee is trying to get absorbed in the bhakti by way of service. Now, if you are continuously doing the service, there is hardly time left to complete the 16 rounds. Even if we try to do early in the morning, but if the services are too many, then you have to go for the service first and then attain your number of rounds that you need to chant. But then the number of rounds only remain the numbers, then remaining absorbed in the Krishna Prem, Krishna Nama during that time. So how do a devotee who is a disciple should take this as a challenge? Because you can't say no to the service if you are a member who is important in the terms of services that been assigned to you. At the same time, you are a grastha, you have family responsibilities, and though you have a challenge that you also have to do your rounds properly with absorption.
Right. Yeah, that is a challenge. Therefore, it's good to make it our priority to chant our rounds early in the morning. That I could see Guru Maharaj always did that. He would give up early and he would be at the temple at 3, 3:15, and he would chant practically most of his rounds before Mangalarti and then a few rounds after, and then he was into service. So many services to do that. So chant rounds early before the service. But of course, I chanted for sometimes 64 rounds. That I started at 2:30 in the morning and I finished at 10 o'clock. But attending the morning program. But then I understood, yes, it's a little selfish that you are concerned with your own advancement.
Yes, and person who is in Grihastha ashram, and for him,
Yeah,
yeah,
but yes, the Prabhupada wanted us to chant and do service. That when he was in New York, he said to the devotees chanting 64 rounds, and the devotees said it's too much. And 32 rounds, no Prabhupada, we can not do it. And he reduced to 16 rounds, but you do service, he said. Service.
okay,
That's a condition
yeah,
for it out. So service is very important. But when in Ujjain, during the Prabhupada Memorial Festival, was one this brahmachari from Mumbai, I forgot his name, but he told us when he was a bhakta, Srila Prabhupada was in Bombay, Mumbai, that and Prabhupada asked him to, because he was a good cook, to cook in the kitchen. That and he said to Prabhupada, yes, but I've still rounds to chant. Okay, Prabhupada said, you chant him afterwards. So he made the puris, and then after that, Prabhupada asked him to prepare another preparation. And said, but Prabhupada, I didn't chant my rounds, I didn't complete it. And I've still, and he said the number of rounds to go. And then Prabhupada said, don't worry, I will chant your rounds for you.
oh wow,
You do the service. But from tomorrow on, you chant your rounds again. That was Prabhupada. So that stresses also the importance to take your service seriously. So there must be a balance.
yeah,
That minimum of 16 rounds, that I saw Guru Maharaj always making that a priority in the early morning. And I'm doing that also. My body is not so young anymore. So many ailments come, and it becomes more difficult, all these things. But I still get up early and I first chant my rounds, and between 6 and 7 I may lie down for some time. But my
okay,
are finished. I make it, and that's what I could say of what I learned from Guru Maharaj and others, and from Prabhupada. Thank you.
okay, yeah. Thank you, Maharaj.
So, Bharatmanam Prabhu, please. Bharat Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Pranam. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for a wonderful class, Maharaj. You gave us a lot of information about Kartik month, how to actually do service in there. There's so many festivals, so participating in the festival would be itself a very big service. There's so many of them. So thank you for that. Maharaj, I've got a question here. Like one of the things that you mentioned was that Mother Yashoda, while she was churning the butter, she was singing Krishna's pastimes along with doing the service. Like, of course, she was doing the service. She's 100% involved in Krishna's service. But for us, like over here, we are like the householders. We have like we are engaged in other things as well, like a lot of karmi things as well. I was just wondering, like, how do we actually keep ourselves while we are engaged in other activities? How do we actually keep ourselves thinking about Krishna at the same time? Because in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Das Kaviraj Maharaj says, there's this prayer which says that, please always be present in my vision, in my hearing, in my heart. So how do we actually, at the same time, because if we are engaged in something else, of course, like, then we're not, we don't have the presence of Krishna or, in our mind or at that time. Just wanted to actually understand how do we actually reconcile with both of these together. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good point. Raghunadas Goswami, but before he became a devotee, he was a very rich man's son of a zamindar, a landowner, and he was married with a beautiful young Brahmin wife, and he had all wealth you can imagine. Was very rich. Yes. But then he met Lord Chaitanya. He met Lord Chaitanya, and after meeting Lord Chaitanya, he wanted to give everything up. His family, everything. His wealth. He just wanted to join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So at some time later there was a festival organized at the house of Advaita Prabhu at Santipur. It was the festival of the passing away of Madhavendra Puri, and Lord Chaitanya was there. And so Raghunadas went to see Lord Chaitanya, and he expressed his desire, I want to leave my family, my wealth, I just want to be with you. And Lord Chaitanya said to Raghunadas Goswami, don't be a fool. You go, you stay home. But you are like a wife who has a paramour, a lover. The wife does her household duties very nicely so that the husband is very satisfied, so that he does not become suspicious. But inwardly, she always thinks about her lover. So you should do the same thing. You do your service, but inwardly you do all your business and your family things, but inwardly you think always of Krishna. Of course, when Raghunadas Goswami went back home. He tried to do that for some time, but it seemed to be very difficult. He could not do it. He could not do it, and he ran away, but they brought him back every time. And so that's the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But how to do that in our position, that when I was in household life, it looks like my previous life, but my devotee were not, my family were not devotees. That was an issue. But yes, I try to apply this. That in the morning, I would get up at 3:30, take a shower, drive to the temple. It was 15 kilometers, and then was Namhata Center. And Bhakta Polo was there. He was putting the deities on the altar. We had Mangalarti in the morning. We chanted before Gaunitai the Gurvastikam prayers, the Shinga prayers, the Tulsi, and we did also Guru Puja. And we had a class of 20 minutes, and that all in 1 hour. And then I came back home and woke up my family that chanted some rounds. And then I went to work during the day. And during the day I was an accountant that I was mostly doing input in the computer. And I was doing input in the computer, and I had Bhagavad Gita with me. And I was reading a verse and repeating that verse in Sanskrit while I was doing the input. That I was learning verses while I was doing my job. That also what's practical, I show you something. So I use it also, that if you put this on, then
music. World is Krishna. Whole world is Krishna.
It's Prabhupada.
So we have to make our eyes. That eyes can be purified.
So this is all Prabhupada's lectures are there, one after another. When I'm cooking for Krishna, I'm hearing Prabhupada's lectures. That whatever I do for Krishna, and my ears are free, I'm hearing Prabhupada. And that even today I'm doing a lot, hearing Prabhupada, constantly. That I know that there was, because we may come also at a certain time, old age, you can't do anything anymore, but still you can hear. You can hear Prabhupada. So hear Prabhupada. So during the day I was trying to connect with Krishna. Also when I had challenges in my job, I was praying to Krishna, please give me the intelligence to solve this. I'm doing it for you. So you connect with Prabhupada, and you pray to Krishna during your job. And surely you have challenges in your job. You can pray to Krishna. And then in the evening, I was cooking. I was cooking cooking for Krishna, because otherwise next day I would not have prasad. And then I would read the Bhagavatam. After finishing the balance of my rounds, I would every day read 10 pages of the Bhagavatam in the evening. And 10 verses, 10 pages, more or less. And I tried to repeat the Sanskrit with devotion. That I learned the meters from Mahavishnu Goswami, the old Gujarati Swami, who passed away 20 years ago. But anyway, I was reading every evening Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam. In 4 years' time I went to the Bhagavatam. And during the weekend I had association with devotees. I went to the temple but yeah. Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita, one should organize one's life as such that one can not do anything than think of Krishna 24 hours a day. And we need to be inventive ourselves to organize that. This is our management. And I have to do so many things, but I have to connect it with Krishna, how to connect it with Krishna. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if that helps, Bharat Prabhu. This is my personal experience in the beginning when I came to Krishna consciousness, and I'm still practicing these things today.
Certainly, Maharaj, that was really nice. Because I'm always concerned about there's a big gap, like between morning and the evening, like in between that when we are working, it's a long gap, and by the time we come back, we have been too far away for too long.
Yeah.
So that is good, Maharaj. That is good. That
Yeah.
I get some.
Everyone's situation is different. We have to be what can be done. That we try our best. And if it's very difficult, pray to Krishna. Please give me a situation in which it's more easier for me to remember you. That Krishna will change your situation in due course.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So I was happy to be with you, and that Sumanda Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Sorry, Maharaj, I'm just driving at the moment, going to the Saturday feast program at the temple.
Yeah.
So it's Saturday evening. So thank you very much for making the time. I will reach out to you for our next session. But we just hope that this nectars keep flowing and we can have your darshan. And everyone, we are working with Maharaj at the moment for Maharaj visits, proposed visits. So it's looks like more likely in Easter next year, and maybe we'll have double mercy that Maharaj will be here with His Holiness Bhakti Prem Swami Maharaj. So yeah, so we'll be working on that, and yeah. So we internally, I'll reach out to all of you, and then we'll work out some details, because obviously the time is coming nearby. Like, although it's like March next year, but we don't have much time. But yes, but we are very excited, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj.
Jai.
Hare
Thank you,
His
Maharaj.
Holiness Bhakti Prabhu Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guru.